Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Challenge podcast. This is the Game Week 11 preview, and I'm joined here today by my co host and friend, Alex. How are you?
Hi, Challen. I'm fine, thanks.
How's it
It's
going?
been a
Good.
good week. United getting back to winning ways after the derby, so expecting much more from them going forward.
It
And
is.
specifically, Anthony.
Is that
Yeah,
an omen of things to come?
it's a hint, hint. Rashford out, Anthony in, possibly,
Hmm.
or Ronaldo. Who knows?
We'll talk about that soon. Speaking of things
Yeah,
we're going to be talking about, we're going to be having a looking at our Game Week 10 review. Uh, then just having a look at the next few fixtures, our thoughts there, potential transfers in and out kind of thing. And then we've hit the Game Week 10 mark, so we're going to be looking at the results of our predictions over the first 10 game weeks so we can see how good or bad we are at predicting.
sigh.
And then we're going to continue with the Game Week 11 predictions and our transfers and captaincy. Looking forward to it.
We'll find out.
We'll find out in due course. Anyway, let's talk about our game weeks. Just in general, having a look at our ranks, you went down barely by about 100,000 and I went up by 100,000, so not really much change there.
Nah, as you can say, be consistent in our ranks.
Yeah, I actually, when I looked at my game week history this morning, I saw that I've gotten 5 green arrows out of 6 game weeks, which is quite impressive.
Interesting. Yeah,
Doesn't happen often.
nicely done. Yeah.
Anyway, tell us about your
Yeah,
game
I'm
week.
used to just red arrows every week from the past. Yeah.
You've been quite consistent though.
Yeah.
Alright, tell us about your game week. What did you do?
Yes. So my thoughts going into this game week is definitely getting rid of that Trent from Liverpool because he's just been manure this year, and of course that punt Gordon that didn't work out
No, it didn't.
to my benefit. No. So Trent out, Gordon out, James came in, started on the bench. So that's okay. And then Zaha as well for Gordon. So Sanchez in goals, James, Cancelo, Trippier, Andreas, who came on for Mitrovic, Madison, Rashford, Zaha, Vaz, and De Bruyne. Then Holland captain and Tony, who yet again got a yellow card, but at least he got a goal. Yeah. Um, a reasonable 65 points with a 4 point hit.
Can't be too
So,
can't be too unhappy with that result really.
no, not at all. As opposed to if I didn't make that James move, Trent would have been in the negative, I think.
Yeah, I think on another day, James, because you're very unlucky in that James just didn't start this week, and
Yeah.
that he had a dead leg, and that's one thing that we had to get through.
Yeah.
But you were, on the other hand, you were very fortunate in that you started Mitrovic like most people, and your first sub was Andreas, so you benefited from that, which is good.
Yeah, I think Andreas has been my first sub since the start of fantasy, so that's not going to change.
Very,
And if Mitrovic doesn't play the next game, then the same result, I suppose.
yeah. And are you looking at the rest of your team? Are you still happy with Sanchez there?
Definitely, yeah. Like, there's
Rashford,
no point in changing Sanchez for now, at least. Um Defense-wise, not at all.
Cancelo was amazing.
As always, yeah. So he's definitely nailed in my team.
It just makes it that much more difficult to switch to. Is it even worth that? That brings up the question which we can talk about. Is it worth going double City midfield?
Yeah, why not? I suppose if you go Foden, De Bruyne, and Holland,
That's
and
what
Foden's been a
some have
beast
done. Yeah,
lately, yeah. So
it's
I don't
basically
know.
yeah.
It's something to think about. But I mean, when City do have that gap, game 12, may need some adjustments with the subs. Because I know I've got Faltman, Pereira, and Nico. And Nico didn't start last night.
He didn't, but Aurier was also very bad.
Yeah.
So he might start again
Hmm.
going forward.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tricky one because I want to save my two transfers for possibly getting in Kane for Mitrovic and taking out De Bruyne for Foden after game week 12. I'm sure we can get into detail later when we discuss transfers.
We can. Let's have a look at
Yes.
my team. I too ended up taking a -4. I wasn't going to. I think last week I ended off saying that I was going to hold and then bench Mitrovic if need be. But then that meant that I had to play Bailey from Villa. And then on Friday we heard that Bailey was not fit. So
Yeah.
kind of pushed my hand. Took Dyer and Bailey out and brought in Gehi and Zaha. Gehi could have been any number of options, but looking at long-term fixtures until game week 16, 4.3 million, Gehi seemed to
Of course. Yeah.
fit
For
the
sure.
bill. So
Yeah.
I don't expect clean sheets every week, but at that price with fixtures, a bench option makes sense.
For sure.
And yeah, so let me go through the team. Pope in goal disappointed me once again. Uh, Cancelo, Trippier, James, successful there overall. Uh, De Bruyne, Madison, Zaha got me the assist, which is good there. Martinelli, thank goodness I did not sell him like some of us.
Yeah.
Tony and Holland captain. Um, I had Andreas as my second sub, so I didn't benefit there. Gehi came on for him. So that's the only real negative in the team, besides Pope once again. So I think going forward, my only issues now are okay. I should probably yeah. The question is, am I selling Martinelli before game week 12? And the answer is probably no.
Yeah. Because they're playing Leeds, so there's no point in that.
Am I going to be selling Cancelo? That would be silly. De Bruyne this week against Liverpool. On paper, yes, but looking at Liverpool, they might not have Trent. Diaz is out until December. They're in bad form.
Yeah. It's
It
more
makes
reason to go big on City.
exactly so. There's no way I can sell any of them, and therefore it makes sense for me either to hold because we want two transfers in game week 12, as you mentioned, ideally,
Mm.
or I have to maybe consider downgrading a Pope, perhaps, is because that's a lot of money in my keeper who's not doing anything. I haven't had a keep like I think I've had one clean sheet from my keeper this season,
Yeah.
if that.
How much is Pope? Five or five and a half?
I think I bought him on the wild card at 5.1, 5.2.
But I mean, at that price, surely just hold him because he's going to get saves. One of the top keepers in the league.
That's what I thought, but he hasn't.
I mean,
I think he's gotten 2 points since I've had him on the wild card since game week 8 or 9. I'm not
I
gonna.
mean, I,
It's
I
not.
mean, I've had Sanchez as well. It's not doing much better.
That's the only reprieve here is that there aren't many keepers who are doing better.
No,
But therefore, why not sell him?
I suppose when you have zero point 0.5 in the bank, it'll be worth it. I suppose if you want to well downgrade De Bruyne and have funds for a possible Kane. It's just disappointing how Kane has developed since game week 1.
It is, yes. Your camera seems to be lagging quite a bit, but just give me a wave. That seems fine. Okay, never mind. Carry on. Looking at game week 10 fixtures, any fixtures that stand out to you specifically, or not, from Saturday's games?
I'm not really shocked that Bournemouth beat Leicester because Leicester was just teetering at the barrels of despair. So
I agree.
yeah,
I
Chelsea,
should
no concern there.
should mention with
City, yes,
Bournemouth,
yeah.
should mention Solanke getting 2 assists. It's his first goal in Bournemouth, so cut price option is there.
The midfielder or striker,
Striker,
striker.
just in case if Mitrovic doesn't have the best time, it's worth considering.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm only investing in Kane now.
You've basically decided you're set on this.
Yes, I'm set on this. Kane and Foden.
Okay, fine.
I'm not changing that.
Injuries, screw that. I'm sticking to
Yeah.
this. Didn't
Yes.
didn't Kane? Okay, yeah, planning to bring him in a few weeks, so that's fine. But I think he had a knock at the end of the last game as well. I'm
Well,
not
we'll see in the Champions League if he plays or not.
agreed. Yeah. For me, I don't see any real standouts. Good to see Chelsea winning. Annoying
Yeah.
not to get the James clean sheet, but it was against Wolves, who are bad. So, hmm. Man City, we expected that win. Foden once again blowing it out of the park, which is exactly
Yeah.
why you and many others, myself included, who are keen on him. But Newcastle, that's probably worth mentioning.
Maybe a shock score, yeah.
Certainly didn't
But
expect 5-1.
yeah. I mean, they in the top five now?
I think so.
Top six, yeah.
They're proving to be a very consistent team, and I think, yeah, it's good. I'm glad to see it.
Yeah. I mean, he's also thought into getting Wilson for Mitrovic as opposed to Kane. A fit
Yes,
Wilson is good to go, I think.
agree with you there for the time being, at least. I don't.
Yeah.
I must admit, I don't have any luck with Tony in my team, and even though he got the assist or whatever he scored,
He
penalty,
got the goal penalty, yeah.
and then he got booked, but he always gets booked, and I just don't like Brentford. They don't look like they're a very good team,
Mm,
and for that reason, I might not be holding on to him for very long,
interesting, okay.
personally.
Yeah. There's also a reason for me not going back to Jesus at the moment because he's also lingering on 4 yellows. But his temperament has been okay so far.
It has been so far.
Yeah.
Moving on to Sunday's games, you mentioned Jesus there, so let's just go straight there. Arsenal, once again, keeping up that good start this season. They've
Yeah.
uh, all their assets doing well once again. How does it feel?
I don't want to talk about any Arsenal assets at the moment, specifically Martinelli and my beloved Saka, who I brought in from the start, and now he's just ruining me.
Week after week.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
mention.
disgusting,
I'm
really.
gonna mention it again a bit later. You'll see why, but it's funny to me anyway. Liverpool though, what they can score. They're showing that they can still score goals, but they just cannot defend.
Sure, I have no idea what's going on with Liverpool this season. Shocking, really.
And now they've lost Diaz. It's
Trent, yeah, it's no good. Not a good situation there.
looking at the other games. West Ham keeping up their good form of late. Bowen and Scamacha,
Yeah, Bowen on the score sheet. Also, an asset, maybe.
definitely worth considering going forward.
Yeah.
And Crystal
Oh, my beloved
Palace and
United. Yeah, who cares
United.
about Palace? Yeah, care
Fine.
about United. Let's talk about United first.
Please do. I didn't watch this game. What happened?
I'm trying to think. Did we go a goal down?
In like the first minute, wasn't it? Or very early?
Yeah,
Iwobi?
but I think yes, it was a great strike though.
Didn't see it.
Must give him credit for that. Yeah,
I know Ronaldo
and
scored the winner.
yeah,
That's good.
well timed run, great through ball by I think Casemiro or one of the midfielders. Yeah, so he got his 700th goal, career goals, quite impressive, and I hope it continues. And I hope Ten Hag favors him now up front as opposed to Marshall.
Do you think he will now that Martial has once again broken? No offense to
Well, I
you.
hope so. Yeah, because I don't think Sancho is the right man on the wing at the moment compared to Rashford and Anthony. This has been a consistent asset for United.
So for
I
this
don't know,
last
it's a tricky situation,
for
yeah, but
this last
for
week,
Ronaldo's sake, I would want him to start.
so for this last game week, it was the front three was Anthony, Martial, Rashford,
Yeah,
with Martial up front.
yeah,
Okay, so it should be. Hmm. So you're hoping that Rashford stays on the wing with Ronaldo
yeah,
up front.
yes.
I feel like he's probably going to switch to Rashford up front and Sancho on the wing again.
Yeah, it's hard to say with Ten Hag.
Yeah. And looking at the final game, Forest and Villa last night, I followed it, but I didn't really watch. I was really hoping Forest would win, but two bad teams being bad.
Yeah, going back to those predictions that we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I think we both went Forest.
We did, yes,
Yeah.
we absolutely did. And should we do predictions first, or is the results of that, and then kick on, or do you want to do fixtures first?
Uh, yeah, let's start with fixtures.
Actually, for the first time ever, I've remembered to do this early on, so let's do this first.
What is
Yes,
it? Yeah,
usually we
okay.
do this at the end, but I'm
And yeah,
remembering to do it early. Uh, if you want to follow us on social media, please do so. Follow us at Fan Challenge on Twitter and Instagram, or at Fantasy Challenge, one word, on YouTube. Please like and subscribe us as you see fit. Podcasts, you can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Google Play, or Google Podcasts, or wherever else you may find them. I'm just glad I remembered this.
everything okay?
Yes, I'm beaming, and I'm a happy boy for remembering things.
Nice.
All right, let's carry on.
Okay.
I think let's move on to the predictions quickly. We can just talk about them, and we'll give us our results and see who's the best at predicting.
Okay, I'm just gonna give my. I'm not gonna give my correct. I'm just gonna give my overall percentage from the 87 matches.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Oh, maybe between 40 to 50%. Correct.
All right. I will have to mention, you'll see that there's, just for everyone watching, there's 87 games instead of the 100 games as you'd expect in 10 game weeks. And that's again because in game week 7 there were no games due to the Queen's passing.
Queen. Yeah.
And in game week 8, I think there were some bus strikes or something like that. So 3 games were cancelled. So for that reason, 87 matches. And now I need to just remember which ones show the results. Anyway, so for you, let me show you yours. Uh, you predicted 44 out of
Not
87, which is, as you can see, 50.57% correct.
interesting.
What did you say you
I'll
thought it
take
was?
that. Between 40 and 50.
Okay, so I mean, on the higher end of what you expected, so pretty decent. And
Yes.
what do you think?
Reveal.
What do you think mine was?
I don't know.
When I was tabulating this, I didn't see because I have like an Excel spreadsheet, so I typed them all in individually, and then it adds up to like a final percentage at the top in this table. So I didn't see the final result until the very end. So I could see the specific game week results, and I could see sometimes I would have an amazing week and you would have a really bad one, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when I saw the result, I was like, oh, okay. Um, I would say I'm pretty bad. I would say about 40% is what I aim for, because I'm not good predicting. And
Yeah.
my result was 44.
What the actual.
We got exactly the same results correct in the first 10 game weeks.
I mean, obviously, not the same games, correct? Because that'll just be
No, the results, like
plagiarism.
overall,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is, I mean, quite impressive
Yeah.
considering. But we did pretty well. And then there's a difference in the correct scores.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh,
this is a much tougher one to get right. Much tougher.
yeah, I'll probably say like 30. That's yeah.
Not even that. I would not go anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Okay, now having done this before, I know that I think about between 5, maybe 3 and 7% is a pretty good.
Just the actual correct
The
outcome, correct result.
correct
Okay.
outcome and score. So the score
Okay.
you must get right, like 1-1 against Everton and Brentford.
I'm going for between 10 and 20.
Okay.
Okay. Just wow. I mean,
Quite impressive. But okay, look, I must say, and this is your number is slightly lower because, and I told you beforehand that I was going to lambaste you about this. because in the way you predict, you tend to only predict the result. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
it's going to be a Spurs win, and then I would try and force you to give me a score.
Also, then I blame you for not pushing me to give me the score
So therefore,
outcome.
when it comes to the me tabulating the results, if you said Spurs win, then I can't give you the score because it's
Then you just go for the default score of 3-0.
you'd still be wrong quite a few
I
times.
I don't care, yo.
But but mine aren't much better to be fair. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite happy with that.
I mean, to be honest, my Super Brew predictions has been much better and consistent than this. This is just horrific.
Mm. But yeah, I will for I know that I tend to when I predict, I tend to switch between draw and win. So
Yeah.
you need to make sure that I choose one of those two results, and I need to make sure that you actually give me a score.
Okay. I'll bear that in mind for the upcoming game week.
We have now 10 game weeks to do this again, and we will keep track of who's doing better. Hopefully, we don't get the same result because that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But well done to us. Look at us.
Yeah.
We're half right at predicting most results for the most part.
Yeah, let's just move on from this, please.
But you're depressed.
Yeah,
You're contemplating your Super Brew career going forward.
definitely. Yeah.
Okay, moving forward to the fixtures for game weeks 11 to 16. Uh, these are from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. You can find them there. Uh, Fixtures with the teams of the best fixtures over the next 6 game weeks are Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves, Everton, Fulham, and United are creeping back up there.
Indeed, they are.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hence why I'm thinking about Anthony. But whether that's a straight stop for Rashford or De Bruyne,
That would take some massive
who knows?
balls.
It would, yeah.
You sell De Bruyne before Liverpool and then get
Yeah.
Anthony.
It's just specifically for that blank game week.
Hmm.
I put in Anthony. United are playing Spurs, so
Not ideal.
yeah,
Okay, wait. So looking at the fixtures though, you were talking about Kane and Foden.
yeah.
So what was the rationale there? You'd be taking out who and when?
Taking out De Bruyne and Mitrovic after game week 12, so 13, 14, I'll put them in.
Okay, so where City plays Brighton and yeah, Brighton and Fulham plays Leeds. Okay, then you'd switch to Kane against Newcastle and Foden against Brighton.
Brighton.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, not bad fixtures, but then again, Arsenal, Forest in 14, Southampton in 13. It's hard because I want to get Martinelli back.
Understandably. So okay, so then you'd need two transfers for that, ideally, which means
Yeah,
you can save in 12, right?
yeah, or I just do it in 12, Foden and not in Foden. I'll do, yes, Foden, or yeah, because I need your Kane's a lot of money, so I need De Bruyne to go out.
And then Kane would come in against United.
Yeah, it sounds silly.
No, I mean it doesn't really, because United do leak goals, and Kane is usually the one scoring them for Spurs.
Yeah,
Um, then would you be saving your transfer this week as well, or what's the plan?
yeah, I'm
What's
not
the
gonna
plan for
probably
this week?
make any transfers this week.
Okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, if you want to do the two transfers next week, then you have to save this week.
Yeah,
Or okay, so then that's fine then. But if you were to wait until game week 13 to do the two moves, that means that you have one free transfer this week that you can use.
yeah,
What would
that's an option. Yeah,
the ideal, not ideal, but what would you be looking at doing then?
because like I said, I wanted Martinelli back as well.
Yeah.
So I could do that in 13, Martinelli. Save my transfer this week, and then I'll have two for 13. Just get Martinelli in, and then from 14, Kane and Foden.
Alternatively, you do nothing this week, and then in the blank next week, you could do that move that you just mentioned.
Yeah,
You could do Kane and Foden in. That means Kane will play and Foden will be on the bench, unfortunately. That's fine. And then you're set up. And then in the following week, you have Man United playing against Chelsea away. You could do Rashford to Martinelli,
yeah,
who plays. Where is that? Southampton.
Southampton. Yeah,
I'm not sure about the money. I think Rashford and Martinelli are similar.
similar. Yeah,
So there are options there.
yeah. Even if I keep Rashford for the Chelsea game, because I've got West Ham, Villa, and Fulham to follow. So is it worth selling him just for that one game week
Is
and
that
then
is that
bringing him back? I don't know.
is that better than Martinelli versus Southampton, Forest, Chelsea, and Wolves?
I suppose it does look better on paper. Yeah,
I mean, there are quite a few things to keep in mind. Like things are changing weekly, so with injuries and stuff. So there's a
yeah,
lot there. But I think the only negative side to you doing those two moves next week is that you're selling a potential playing asset in Mitrovic, who should be
which,
fit by then, against
yeah,
a bad team in Villa, where many people will have him,
yeah,
and you're selling him to get Kane, which is a good move, but you're selling that to facilitate another City player who you're not going to be playing, who can't play that week,
yeah,
which means you're forced to play Neco Williams against Brighton, or you're playing Feldman against. Actually, that's pretty good. Feldman against Forest.
yeah.
Hmm.
Or I just keep the Kane transfer until 13 and keep Mitrovic for Villa.
That's fine as well, I guess, but that means holding on to De Bruyne through the blank.
Yeah,
Are you not now? Okay, let's talk about Liverpool for a second. Now that we know that Diaz is out until probably after the World Cup potentially, poor guy. Um, that kind of guarantees that it's the front three will be, well, not kind of, the wings at least will be Jota and Salah.
so, yeah,
So there's going to be consistency there, and then there'll probably be more rotation between Firmino and Nunez. So does that not make a Jota or Salah even tempting in game week 12 against West Ham at home, and then Forest away, and then Leeds at home?
thanks. Yeah,
I'm just speaking like from my perspective as well,
yeah,
because we don't have a captain in game week 12 at the moment, because we're not going to be captaining Haaland or KDB, and the best other choice looking at the games is who?
yeah. Mitrovic
It's probably Mitrovic against Villa
or Zaha
and
against
Zaha
Wolves.
against Wolves, which
Yeah,
or Salah against West Ham at home.
but it is tempting. But then I'll have to keep him for Forest, obviously.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah,
And maybe even Leeds. Those three games alone, yes, they're in bad form. They've been utter bollocks this
yeah.
season, but those three games could easily turn it around for them. Even the next ones, they played Tottenham and then Southampton.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't work around Foden's consistency. It's hard not to having him for Brighton, Leicester, Fulham, and Brentford
Who would you rather
compared to
have?
Liverpool. Ugh.
Okay, yes, I'll keep it in mind for you what you just said. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have KDB and Jota, knowing this injury news, or would you rather have Salah and Foden?
Well, what I could do is sell Rashford and put in Jota and Foden from game 13 onwards.
I honestly don't even know how much Jota is. I'm going to have a look quickly. Um, but answer me though. Out of those two options, which would you rather have?
Sorry, what were the options again?
KDB and Jota, or
Yeah.
Salah and Foden?
Oof. I mean, Challen and Foden do sound better,
Oh, hang on. I think
I think.
I've made a mistake as well, because Jota is actually a forward this season. I did not know that.
Well,
Well, that changes
that
things
changes
entirely.
things. Yeah.
Therefore, he's not in the equation at all. So therefore, I would rather have Salah and Foden.
Foden, yeah.
I guess the other option would be Carvalho. He'll be the one rotating more.
Ugh.
But I would still rather have because look, yes, Liverpool have been in bad form, but this is the cheapest you're going to get Salah this season, most likely,
Yeah.
12.7. And if he scores one goal against West Ham, his price is going up.
Yeah.
Potential option. Do you think Spurs are going to beat United away in Game Week 12?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them,
It is
but
possible.
not really. Yeah.
It's more the odds. Like, what are the odds of Salah or Liverpool doing well against West Ham and Fulham doing well against Villa with Mitrovic? Depends on Mitrovic's fitness this week.
Yeah. Those are high odds.
Other captaincy options, I guess, for Game Week 12 would be Madison against Leeds at home or Newcastle against Everton. Potential Bruno Guimaraes, Wilson. It's a nice game week, to be honest. This blank that Arsenal and City have given us, because they're the two informed teams in the league,
Yeah.
and we're having to decide whether we're backing the team who's out of form but with the most explosive asset in Salah, or backing a mid-table team asset.
Yeah. It's kind of like buying crypto when it's hit its all-time low.
Yeah, is it going to spike more or keep falling? Who knows? Personally, for me, looking at my team, I'm probably going to hold Mitrovic this week because it's Bournemouth, you never know. And I mentioned maybe removing Pope. Let's have a look at Newcastle's fixtures. United, Everton, Tottenham. Okay, they're good. They're okay fixtures, the home games at least. But looking at
Yeah.
those teams at the top of the ticker, would I want keepers from Palace? Probably not. Bournemouth, definitely not. Wolves? They play Forest. No, probably not them either. Pickford? They've been pretty good in defense this season. I think they're the second best team defensively.
Wow. Okay.
Pickford is an option, but it is against Tottenham and Newcastle, so no.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go back to Ward, even though Ward has good games in Palace, Leeds, Wolves. So I'm unlikely to do that.
Henderson. With your Liverpool, Arsenal.
No, not touching Henderson. So I'm probably going to have to hold Pope, which I don't mind. And then looking at the
Yeah.
rest of my team, it's quite balanced. I would have liked to have maybe been able to get Bowen, but I'm kind of talking myself into that Salah,
Yeah.
that Salah Foden move. Um,
I mean, for me, ideally, I'd want Kane in. Kane. Okay, if we're gonna go the Salah route, Kane, Salah, Martinelli, and Foden, if that's affordable. I don't think it is, but yeah,
could be.
those are the players I want going forward from game week 13 onwards.
Would you not want Kane this week against Everton as well? Have you considered doing that?
Then I'd have to take another hit.
Kane
I
and
want to save this.
Kane and Foden in for Metro. No, I don't like that, to be honest.
I'd rather just do it in the blank. and then slowly bring in Martinelli.
Mm.
Or I could just do Salah right now for De Bruyne after the City.
That's probably gonna like my plan going into game week 12 was to hold this week now, have two next week, so then I have the option of taking the Arsenal assets out if I wanted to, but I'm probably not going to take Martinelli out.
Yeah,
So it's probably going to be De Bruyne to Salah in game week 12, and then I'll hold the other free transfer. That means going into game week 13, I'll have two again,
yeah,
and then I can potentially in game week 13. Let's have a look at where's Leicester. Leicester play Wolves and then City. Uh, I would consider trying to find a way maybe to get Madison to Foden.
yeah. Because they're both, aren't they like
They're,
same price
they're
or
close-ish,
Foden a bit more? Yeah,
but I already said I'm not going to sell Martinelli because I want him.
yeah,
So that means my only other option would be Madison
yeah,
if I'm keeping Salah for those 3 game weeks.
yeah. I think Madison is also my only option to get Foden. I'm not going to sell Zaha because his fixtures are good.
Yeah, and Zaha. So Zaha can stay. So looking at it's basically if I'm going to do that, then it's Madison against Wolves and City, or it's Foden against Brighton and Leicester. And I think that made my mind up.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that means that I'll be able to have a good team. I can then captain Salah in game week 12. Yay! With no hits as well. This is good. And then probably gonna have like 2 injuries in midweek, and then everything gets ruined.
I mean, if Mitrovic is fit for 12, maybe also an option.
Captaincy wise, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a week where there'll be a lot of different captains, and there'll be a potential big swing in rank because people will take hits and
yeah,
people will make not mistakes in captaincy, but there's just going to be variance. It's going to go one way or the other.
yeah. Well, I'm guessing people are going to put Salah in if they don't already have him, because Haaland is not there
Yeah.
for captaincy. So
Is there any? That's a silly question. That's why I'm laughing. Is there any possibility of you selling Haaland instead of KDB in the blank?
no.
Fair enough. I understand. Any potential hint towards selling Cancelo to get both KDB and Foden? Okay, fair enough. Understandable. From my point of view, I mentioned I potentially wanted Bowen, but looking at the plan, there's probably just not going to be able to find a way to get him in.
Yeah.
Good
And
fixtures.
any Chelsea assets you're looking at? Not really.
Nah,
Like a Mount. Or,
we're in the middle of the ticker, and yeah, I like seeing us do well, which is good. But Potter showed this last weekend that he likes rotating, and there were like
yeah.
6 or 7 changes. And with Champions League tonight and tomorrow, I don't trust him. So we'll have to see.
Excuse me.
Air raid sirens at Alex's house once again.
Sorry, aeroplanes just flying around.
I realize that I can control your sound as well. I should do that next time. Anyway, looking at, let's move on.
Yeah, I think it's
There's nothing much else to say there. We're not going to be.
no,
So basically, over the next 3 game weeks, you're not planning to take more than a -4 at most.
no. I've
Ideally,
taken -4 for the past 2 weeks. So I think I need to settle down now.
that's fair enough.
Yeah,
I understand. All right. We're not going to be looking at stats this game week because I don't think it's that important. We know who's doing well and who to plan ahead for, so we're just going to move
yes.
straight into our
Let's ignore the
predictions.
stats.
That's not it. There they are. All right, predictions for game week 11.
Okay.
And this
You
time we're
want my score outcome, yes.
specifically scores as well. First game, Friday, Friday kickoff. Brentford,
Oh,
Brighton.
goodness. Tony against Sanchez. Like, damn it. Oof. 1-0.
Okay, I am going to lean towards a 1-0 Brentford win.
Fine.
It won't be Tony scoring though, because he hates me.
Right.
Saturday we have Leicester Palace. I will go for a 2-1 Palace win, and that'll sack Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, I'll go for a 1-0 Palace.
Okay, Fulham Bournemouth. What do you think?
2-1 Fulham.
If Mitrovic is fit, 2-0
Yes.
Fulham. If Mitrovic
Okay.
is not fit, 2-1 Fulham. I think, is that fair? Or do you want me to choose one of those?
Whatever your heart desires. I
Okay.
don't care.
Wolves versus Forest. I'm going to go with, two bad teams. Wolves win 1-0. Diego Costa winner.
1-0.
Spurs Everton.
I'm probably going to regret not taking a 4-point hit for Kane this week. Yeah, 2-0 Spurs.
1-1. Sunday games. You look so surprised. Sunday games, Villa versus Chelsea. Chelsea like Villa. Chelsea like Villa Park.
Hopefully, if James is fit for both our sakes, I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea.
I was thinking similarly. I'll go 2, yeah, 2-0 Chelsea. I think he will be
Great.
fit. It was just a dead leg, so
Yeah.
we'll see if he plays tonight. Maybe they'll just rest him for the weekend. Leeds Arsenal. I think Arsenal win this comfortably 2-1.
I want to say draw.
That's surprising.
Yeah,
Are you going with the draw? What score are you going?
I'm thinking.
Okay. Is that your brain patting there?
It is, yeah.
But you're
Could
going.
go for sneaky Leeds 2-1 win.
Okay. So is that what you're going for?
Rodrigo to get the winner. That's not official yet. I haven't confirmed that. Damn it. Arsenal 2-1.
While we're on the Arsenal thing, I mentioned earlier about the predictions. In the game week where, was it 2 game weeks ago, I think, when you sold your assets?
Yes.
When you sold Martinelli and Jesus, in that game week, you predicted that Arsenal would win 3-1 against Spurs. You predicted that exact result, and they did win 3-1 against Spurs. And you still sold them. I laughed so much when I watched it. Because he was so confident, and you still sold him. Shame.
One of my 4 correct outcomes. I'm so proud.
Yeah, well done. United, Newcastle. I think this is going to be a tighter game than it looks, or than it has been in the past.
Yeah, I'm going to say 3-2 United.
Ooh, goals.
Yeah.
2-1 Newcastle.
Okay.
Southampton, West Ham. Southampton lose this 1-2.
Okay. West Ham win this 1-0.
And do we call this the main event, considering form at the moment? I think we should.
You can compare Liverpool to a PSL team if you want.
We could
Like
do
a
that.
Richards Bay or something, yeah.
Like Melbourne City, Melbourne Rovers.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Man
City
City.
to thump them? No, that's yeah. Give them too much credit. I definitely see goals. 3-1 City.
Yeah, Seagulls. 4-2 City. can't choose less than 2 goals. It just seems.
Yeah.
It depends on Trent if he's fit on that right hand side. But even when he came off in the second half, he was who played on that side? Was it Gomez?
Yeah, Gomez came on, yeah.
And he didn't do much better, to be fair. But
I mean, does Trent even add value to Liverpool these days? Not really.
attacking wise, that's all. But defensively, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's very shot at the moment. Plans. Looking at our teams, this is yours. Break it down for us.
Yeah. So currently Sanchez in goals, Cancelo, Trippier, James at the back. Rashford, Zaha, De Bruyne, Madison, a yellow Mitrovic, Holland captain, and Tony as my strike force. Ward, Andreas, Nico, Feldman on the bench. So yeah, I think definitely I'm going to stick with Holland captain for this week. I don't want to make any changes this week. I want to save them for next week. Like I said previously, I'm not going to repeat myself. So if Mitrovic isn't fit, Andreas will come on. And that is that.
Okay. If he stays a yellow flag, are you going to keep him? What if Silva comes and says, okay, he's out until game week, I don't know, 13?
I mean, doesn't it mention that he would have been fit
Yeah, he
last week?
did, but
Yeah,
it's an ankle issue. It could be recurring.
yeah.
You never know.
Just yeah, caution. Yeah, I'm hoping it's fit. If not, then I'm happy with the same rotation.
Okay, fair. So you'll
Yeah,
probably say,
Vaz. Yeah, I think Vaz I'll save Zaha.
and if Mitrovic is completely fit, you're not tempted by a captaincy?
Oh, yeah, we'll have to see how it plans out during the week.
But if he is fit, would you captain him against Bournemouth instead of Haaland against Liverpool?
I mean, it's an option. I'll Vaz him for now. I'll change him.
Okay. I like the idea and the potential plans there. Good to be patient for once, considering
Yes.
2 back-to-back hits.
Yeah.
All right. My team: Pope against United at home, Cancelo, Trippier, James at the back, KDB, Martinelli, Zaha, and Madison in midfield, Mitrovic, Tony, and Haaland up front. Our teams are very similar at the moment. Don't like that.
Yeah.
And our bench is Andreas, Gehi, and Neko Williams. I'm holding this week, guaranteed.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to change anything unless something major happens. Like I don't know what would be major.
I mean, for me, I can see Pope keeping a clean sheet against United because in the past I've seen United topsy turvy first 3 or 4, and then against like a Brighton at home, you'd think they'd win 2-3-0, but then Sanchez comes up with heroics, 5-6 saves. Yeah,
I can see maybe a few
nullify attack.
saves, but I can't see him keeping a clean sheet. Although maybe it depends on if Ronaldo starts or not. Because if Ronaldo starts, we know he's going to take an abundance of shots from everywhere,
Yeah,
which is good for save points, I guess.
yeah,
But okay, looking at the rest of the team though, captaincy is currently on Holland, but it would take a brave challenge to captain Mitrovic at Bournemouth. I doubt.
yeah.
I doubt I would. So probably going to stick
Oh,
to that.
yeah. Martinelli away.
I'm happy to own him at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll vice captain Madison again,
right.
just for the sake of it. And yeah, then we both have 2 free transfers going into next week, and we can potentially do things then. Looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
indeed. I'm just worried about Kane, as I told you earlier. It's frustrating not owning him anymore.
He scores like 1 goal a game, but he's still playing very deep, and it's not at the moment. I'm not too worried because he doesn't score too many.
Yeah. But the thing is, I like set piece assets,
True,
and he's one of them.
I agree, but we already have a front line of 3 penalty takers basically,
Yeah,
and Zaha
and Zaha, yeah.
and Madison, I guess. Yeah.
And Trippier, yeah, he can take the freak. Yeah.
They are. Anyway, you can follow us on social media again. I remembered a second time. You can follow us on Twitter at FanChallenge and on Instagram at the same handle. On YouTube, Fantasy Challenge, one word. And on podcast format, you can listen to us and our voices at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever else you may find them. Nice to speak to you again, Alex.
Yeah, and if you want to follow me on social media, please
No, nobody does. Where?
find me on Alexi_buffs. That is my handle. DM me if you want. If you want to, I'll reply
Spam.
kindly. Yeah.
Please do so.
Yes.
Anyway, final thoughts?
It's good luck to you for the upcoming week,
All
and
right.
good luck for the blank next week.
We'll speak to each other before then. So.
Yes, we will.
All right. Good luck, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.